Good morning everyone. Thank you for joining. We will be starting the webinar in next couple of minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or Q&A section and we'll address them towards the end of the webinar. We'll begin shortly. All right. So good morning everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jasmine Dsouza and I am the head of digital business at Emtech. On behalf of Emtech and our technology partner BluSapphire, I would warmly welcome you to today's webinar. From Reactive SOC to Autonomous AI SOC. We truly appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. So before we begin, let me give you a quick introduction to Emtech. Emtech is a 30-plus-year-old technology solution provider helping organizations accelerate their digital transformation journey through cybersecurity, AI solutions, cloud, infrastructure, networking, and managed services. We are proud to hold certifications including ISO, CIRA, MCC, and TRA, reflecting our commitment to quality, security, and compliance standards across the region. Together with our technology partners, we help business build secure, intelligent, and future-ready IT environments. Today organizations are facing increasingly sophisticated cyber threats, while traditional SOC operations often struggle with slow response time and manual process. In this webinar, we'll explore how AI driven SOC solutions are helping organizations automate their threat detection, accelerate response, and improve overall cybersecurity. During today's session, we'll be covering challenges in the traditional SOC environment, the evolution from the reactive SOC to autonomous AI SOC, difference between SOC, SOAR, and AI driven SOC, how AI SOC reduces MTTR from hours to minute. Then we'll give you some real world use cases and some automated response workflows and also some business benefits. We'll also have a short Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. Now, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our speakers for today. We have Aldrin Joseph, Regional Sales Engineer, Hiran Babu, Technical Solutions Architect, and Jasvinder Singh Sardar, Solutions Engineer at BluSapphire. They bring extensive experience in cybersecurity and AI driven security operations and will be sharing valuable insights and practical use cases during today's session. So, without further delay, I would now like to hand over the session to our speakers. Over to you, Aldrin. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Justin, for that introduction. Hi, all. Hope everyone's doing good and very good morning. And I'm thanking you guys to joining this particular call. And I'm taking this time to thank our partner, Emtech, pioneer in cybersecurity, to arrange this call after this regional conflict. The importance of cybersecurity is not an option right now these days. Cybersecurity is always needs to be prioritized. That's what we see from the recent regional conflict. So from our point of view, in the SOC point of view, we are seeing quadruple the attacks, number of attacks, and also the attempts to break into your organization is getting 3 to 5x. So that's what we're seeing, and we are collaborated with MTech to give this information, give this knowledge to you as a organization how you need to protect. So before we start, I just want to give you a quick intro about our organization, BluSapphire. So we were in the market for more than 8 plus years as a AI-based SIM and SOC provider. We started off in US and slowly settled down in India right now. We have more than 200 plus employees. The fun fact about the employees, 70 to 80% are technical. So we are full-fledged AI-based company right now. So from the detection to the remediation, we have full-fledged AI in our platform. So in the span of 8 years, we have onboarded almost 400 plus enterprise grade customers in from governments to defense to banking and to the complete free zones to complete exchanges. We are doing it. Okay. So before we kick the webinar on, I just want to give an highlight. So the SOC is not an option right now. We say this has been a necessity right now after the pandemic and after the AI. The attackers are also utilizing the AI, so we don't want to hold off our end. So we should also leverage the AI to reduce the mean time to detect. So right now, with these days, endpoint and email security is not enough to protect your organization because attackers are using different tools, different algorithms to get into your organization. So we as a organization also needs to put AI in front of that attackers, then only it is able to block it. So without further ado, I'm handing over to my solution engineer, Mr. Hiran, to take it from here. Over to you, Hiran.
Yeah, hi team. It was nice speaking with you all, everyone, and very warm welcome to the webinar on reactive SOC to AI-based SOC, like how we're going to change. And a warm good morning. So I want this webinar to be having interactive, so you can have all your questions posted on Q&A or chat, and me and my team would be love to um, respond to that one time. And this First of all, I would like to keep it very simple. We don't want to play about our product majorly, rather than we wanted to give information about what is AI SOC, how the AI SOC is, so how it's going to change the way traditional SOC uh, operates, and what are the challenges available. So we're going to speak about it. So let me share my screen and we can start over it. And before the time I share my screen and start over that, if you have any questions, if you have something to be learned, or if you want something to be explained on this particular call, you can please put it on your Q&As and the chat boxes, so that I can help you with those also addressed while I was sharing my screen and explaining things upon. Just give me a minute. Jasmine, do I have an option to
Yeah,
share the screen?
yeah, you can share the screen.
Just a minute.
Just
Okay.
can you reshare it, please?
Yep. Apologies, like my team's got hung. No. Can you just give me a minute? Can I rejoin? Team's
Yeah,
got
please.
minutes. Sorry. Apologies, team.
Yeah. We'll just wait for a few minutes. There is some technical glitch.
Hey, let me share my screen before we wait for the Hiran. So hope my screen is visible and everyone can see the screen.
Yeah.
Great. So, so we just want to highlight the major issues of the current market. So what we see on the current market is basically there are many tools to run a security operations, right? So there should be a SIM, there should be a UBA, there should be a threat intel. So currently, all these solutions are packed on different, okay, and customer needs to purchase it from different vendors. What we are providing is a unified platform wherein you will be getting all the tools which is necessary to run a security operation all under one single dashboard. And also, the another drawback what we are seeing on the current market is basically a rule based engine. So whatever we see, whatever we detect on the SIM, you should create a rule similar to a firewall. How firewall works, we clearly know. So you need to build a rule, then only it will work. It was the same case for SIM as well. But with BluSapphire, it not the case. It will do an AI-based detection and AI-based response without any rules. That's also a very unique to us. And also, due to the unified approach and AI-based detection and response, the mean time to detect and mean time to response has been drastically reduced when compared with any other solution. Mean time to detect is basically means how quickly the solution is able to flag the alert. So which has been reduced to 2 minutes, not hours or days. It has been less than 2 minutes on our platform. And with our services, it comes around less than 4 minutes. So that's the value add we provide. And also with the competition, what we see is basically a shorter retention. So basically the number of days where they hold the data is very less. Only 2 to 3 months what we are providing. With us, we are providing a 1 year of data retention, okay, which is unlimited and also in country cloud. All the data what we are consuming is hosted on UAE itself. We are currently using Azure for that. And also, all the data what we are consuming from your end will be kept on an open standard in the sense we are not locking you in. When you compare with other competitors, they will store the data on their proprietary format. Okay. But with us, there is no proprietary format. Our data, down the line, if you want to change from BluSapphire to any other platform, you can easily use this data to plug into that system. We are not locking you in. And also, there is no playbooks at all. Okay, you as a organization, you don't need to create any playbooks at all. The playbooks will be automatically created based on the alert. Okay, and coming back to the scalability, so we are primarily providing the solution on cloud-based solution. Okay, wherein the solution is completely scalable. Okay, based on the log ingested, if there is any spikes or if there are any incident happening, we are not losing any logs at all. The complete log injection and the complete the processing of the logs will be scaled automatically based on the volume what we are seeing. And also, the another challenge what we are solving with our platform is basically the fragmented ingestion. So in the current market, what we are seeing, the vendors are saying that there are only 500 or 300 connectors. Okay, with us there is no limitation because we are utilizing AI. We are able to integrate whatever solution at your end to our platform. Either it can be a custom application, either it can be a custom or new application which we are you currently using. We are more than happy to integrate and we are more than happy to provide a valuable insights from that integration. So these are some of the unique capability we provide when you compare to the other platforms. So Hiran, are you there?
Yes, Aldrin.
Over to you, Hiran. I was just
Thank you.
supporting you on the part. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So everything else is working. Screen share alone. Yes, I think now it is. Once you can see my screen, can Aldrin or Jasmine, can you please confirm? Is my screen is visible?
Yes, Hiran, now it's visible. Yeah.
Great. Thank you once again. A warm welcome to everyone, and thanks for joining the webinar for today. And we're going to discuss something which is important in the current era of SOC transformation, because it was like we were having traditional SOC, we were moving towards AI-based SOC. because as Aldrin was clearly mentioning, the threat actors or threat landscape has been exploited by AI. So we need to have something to defend also with respect to AI. So this complete webinar where we're going to speak about the future of cybersecurity. We stay with the statement called as like the future of cybersecurity is agentic, where we need to move from our reactive SOC to autonomous AI SOC, which is like traditional SOC to that AI SOC. So that's what the complete agenda of that call. And as I have mentioned earlier, you can always put your question so that like my team can interrupt me in between and then ask me to add some more pointers, or even I can pitch in and give you the extra pointers on top of it. Because let's make utilization of the complete time frame to understand and how we can move it towards AI SOC. And as I have mentioned earlier, so this there is like a very short and crisp agenda where we're going to see about like what are the SOC challenges we are having, why traditional SOCs like fall short when it in this competitive world, and what is the traditional SOC workflow will be looking like, what the SOC analyst or SOC engineers will perform, and we see about the evaluation of the SOC. Like earlier, we had something called as a normal manual SOC, then we got SOAR, SOAR we call it as, and now we are in a era of like agentic SOC and AI SOC. So that difference is even in that agentic AI SOC, like what are the things we as a OEM, we feel like what are the things needs to be there, what a customer needs to get to safeguard their SOC services, and how AI SOC can help you to reduce the MTTR, not just the MTTD. MTTD is something SIEM architecture going to decide, but MTTR is how the human team who is working or with the tools or with the products whatever they use, it's going to get changed. So that is will be discussed at the MTTR level. And what are the business impacts AI SOC can bring in real time use cases, how BluSapphire's AI SOC or advancement in the AI department, how we have advanced, like what are the functionalities available with the real time use cases. And finally we can have like some elaborated detailed Q&A. You can note down your questions, you can put it on the chat, and I can help you with it, and me and my team will be helping along with our partner like Emtech. And before I start with my first slide, I would like to thank Emtech for inviting BluSapphire to speak about AI SOC, so how we are moving towards. So what's a threat landscape, or what we call it as a threat and what is called as a landscape? So if you see the complete infrastructure, whatever it is managed or whatever is responsible for the business, or completely called as like threat landscape, because attacker can target any component of that particular landscape and perform an attack. So for example, if we are having Active Directory, if we are having cloud, if we are having SaaS product, if we are having on-premises servers, if I am having Linux boxes, if I am having firewalls, if I have a mobile device management, anything and everything is prone to attack now. There is nothing like this is prone to attack, the other one will not be prone to attack. There is nothing as such. So anything and everything is always prone to attack. So we need to be very careful what we are doing and how we're going to safeguard. And while performing the defensive mechanism to safeguard our complete infrastructure, we are facing like some challenges. For example, the challenges like the SOC analyst, SOC operations team are getting onto the pressure day in, day out, like because the threat landscape is becoming increasing, and lot of cyber attacks every day. If you hear about it, there are one or other cyber attacks or the vulnerability is getting exploited. Example, a couple of weeks before, the complete Linux with running a single script, a CV of like 85% has been released, where any just running a single script will exploit and give you a root privilege. We always consider like Linux machines are one of the safest machine, but just a single script anybody can execute. It doesn't mean to be a user, a normal user. Anybody can run, they can gain the root privilege. So that's first, it is getting increased. So now, not just in numbers, it is like in a massive alerts of volumes. Like as your sim you will be maintaining, you will be seeing like there are huge number of alerts we are working upon, and all these alerts comes from a different security products, different cloud products, different SaaS products. And as the customer keeps increasing their infrastructure, because day in day out we are getting new products which helps the business to grow. So every time if the business decides to move on with a new product, the SOC analyst or the IT department or the person who is working on the ground may or may not have the complete understanding about it. That's where like shortage of skilled analyst is getting into picture. And the dwell time is getting longer and longer. The reason behind is the attack, the event might have occurred at some point in time. The alert might have come little delayed. After that, there will be already huge amount of alerts lying in the queue. When the analyst goes to that particular alert, figure that out, no, this is a real time problem. It's already the breach has caused a bigger impact. And you people might have know about Mythos AI. So earlier, what it takes days and months to perform an attack, now it is happening in hours and minutes. So that much of pressure or a challenge the industry is currently facing towards. And what is the statistics says like every day the analyst works on multiple or few hundreds and few thousands of alerts every day, and majority of those are like maximum or false positive, because the rule engine or whatever they have written or the rule or use case we got by default with the sim is majorly towards like uh, to safeguard, or it is very generalized. So that's where like they are getting too much of false positive. So in the term of like closing this false positive, analysts are tend to miss the actual true positives or a real threats. And in general, MTTR is nowadays is measured in hours and days. And if you have having your MTTR value, you can post your MTTR values in your chat, and you can compare like after we speak about AI SOC, like how it's going to be reducing from the days and hours to minutes. So you can compare yourself. If you have something, then you can please post it on the chat box so that it will be interactive. I can pick that up and I can answer that as well. And let's speak about our traditional SOC environments pain point. As I have mentioned earlier, alert fatigue is one of the biggest threat for a SOC analyst. It is not about the actual threat. It is not about the actual issue or an attack. Alerts fatigue is the biggest threat for a SOC team, because they may, while they are working on the false positive, working on the alerts fatigue, they may miss the real time or the true positives or the benign, actual benign. So there is a higher chance. So every day they are getting huge volumes of alerts, lot of false positives. Every day, like they will be bulk selecting and closing. By then, even they may miss the actual true positives. And they are performing, their complete time will be spent on performing the manual investigation, like hours. They may be well knowledgeable about the product. They may be sitting and they will be doing the same mundane task again and again, like logging to a particular tool, performing action one, two, three, four, five. By the time, like that amount of time it consumed would be very high. And if they miss any of the context, if they miss any of the entities, if they missed any of the artifact, the time of investigation going to multiply. For example, if they miss something to see from that actual log, see from the actual screen, that will be increasing their investigation time. And as the investigation time is increasing, their response times is like also increases, so that response is getting slower and slower. The reason behind is we call the mean time to respond. So mean time to respond increases to figure out whether it's a true positive or false positive. So that's where they are missing it. And in the current infrastructure and the business, to safeguard their complete infrastructure and the landscape, they are adding multiple different products. And SOC team may or may not be aware about all the tools and the products. So they are having multiple screens in front of them. They will be seeing one alert at left top corner, the other alert in the right bottom corner, and they need to correlate between those tools. It is not so easy. While speaking, yes, my infrastructure is completely safeguarded, we are having enough amount of alerts is coming into picture. But as a SOC analyst too, if we see from them, they need to sit and correlate between all these things. It is not so easy. Seeing from top leftmost screen or the middle screen or the bottom screen, they need to correlate, okay, this alert, this entity is passing through all these things. They need to create a correlation graph by themselves on their notebook, and they need to mark it as a true positive or false positive. So it is a tedious task. And as also as there are siloed product, tools works along on their own frameworks, on their own path, they tend to miss the actual value what they are adding to the customer. And importantly, the final one, shortage of the resources. Not all resources are skilled on all these products. Not all resources are skilled on all the technologies. Not all the resources can work like beyond their actual time. If there is an investigation, if they are making, they need to complete the investigation. They need to provide whether it's a true positive or false positive. In some of the cases, the SOC analyst will provide the handover. I have completed until here. Can you please continue from here and then please get this completed? So in those scenarios, there are like a higher tension that we may miss at the handshake level. We may miss the attention because as the person is working on a complete shift, they are might have got burned out at the end of the shift, and there is chance of missing things. It is not like they will miss, because humans, we always, BluSapphire and MTech, we always think human are the superpowers. Superpower needs to be used for the super activities. That's where we are saying like team will tend to burn out, team may tend to miss it. So these are the problems. What is the impact on like having alerts active, manual integration, slow instant response, siloed product, or a constraint at the resource level will cause damage towards which causing higher MTTR, because mean time to respond will be in several days also some point in time. In few cases you might have seen like after taking a monthly report or quarterly report, you will notice like MTTR has gone from several hours to some other hours, which will be in turn, if I convert that to a human working time, it will be in days. And it increases the security risk, because if we know there is a true incident or a attacker has surfaced within our particular infrastructure, because from that time we need to calculate like how much of impact it is creating. So security risk exposure is getting increased. And business impact, we cannot assume like business will be safer. The impact, even every minute, every second of an impact is so much costlier in this current era of businesses. And operational cost, as the humans are like tend to burn out or human or get lost in the alerts fatigue, the businesses tend to add more human powers. Instead of in a shift like there are two people or three people working, we will be adding one more person because there are number of alerts or more, so we need to add people, which in terms raises the operational cost. All this is not human problem, all these are not like something which cannot be solved. These are problems, yes, we are facing, we will be facing, or we are tend to face, but these can be solved without impacting the current resource strength, current operational cost, current what I can say, business impacts. What happens in a traditional workflow? So until now, what we have seen is like what are the major pain points available over there. So this pain point is very common, and almost all the team might have been faced. Even you, if you have faced, you can also let me know whether you have faced this kind of problem or any other new problem which is not even mentioned. So these are something like which we have collected from our partners, our customers, and the people whoever we interact with. So let's have this also one of the interaction, and we can add like if you have some other pointers to get added. Yes, as I am running a SOC team. Yes, I have a SOC team. Yes, I'm a customer. I have something to do it. If you have faced something, please get that added in the chat box so that I can help you to address, or we can get that noted and we can get this solved in our upcoming versions. And what happens in a traditional workflow? So traditional workflow is something like a kind of waterfall, one after other we need to do it, and that goes with a clear sign of like this needs to be done first, then second, then third. It'll keep going one after other. It usually begins with a security alert fired or triggered at one of your security product. The security product can be a EDR, an NDR, or a SIEM, or any other of your modern day security product. A alert will get triggered, and the cause of that alert is, before that there will be use cases where the use cases or the rules or the conditions what as a human we have written. Before to that, it's all about the events or the log from the log source. So whether are we covering the complete log sources. We need to first of all see, once if all the log sources are covered, then whether all the use cases and relevant rules are in place, depends on that we are getting our first alert getting fired. So as soon as we get our alert fired, what will happen is a security engineer or analyst will review the alert manually, going through the alert. What is that alert? What is the description? Which from which rule it got fired? Why that alert has been fired? What are the entities observed in that particular alert? What are the um, kind of scenarios of MITRE framework or NIST framework it will be going under? So we will be calculating all these things. Then we will be seeing, is there this involves in the investigation. So next is like they will be seeing across like is there this entity is involved in any other alert? For example, a entity called as me HRB, I might have been involved in one alert which you're seeing on the screen, and one more thing might have happened a day before or few hours before or post this particular alert, whichever I have opened, there may be something. So as an analyst, we need to sit and correlate between all these things, entity based or observed entity based, or we can say like the threat actors based. We need to correlate between multiple alerts. Okay, I have seen it. In some cases, as the alerts or the SIM product or from where you are seeing the alert, if it is not giving you a full picture of the parsed information, then we will be jumping on to the raw log. We'll be looking into raw log exactly, compare multiple raw logs and figure out what has happened. Next. Okay, I have gone through everything. I can mark there are like some chances we will mark this as benign, which we know. We will mark that as false positive, or we will be escalating it as with an case or an incident. We will raise a case, we will create an incident where it will be marking us, boss, this has happened. This is the particular impact we are seeing. We need to still want IT team support. We want this particular team involvement. We want the other team involvement to perform the further remediation process. We will be working on it. And finally, that's where the manual containment comes into picture to perform the remediations, to perform the containment actions. Once that is done, the complete end to end, start to end is getting over. We will close the ticket. And in some cases, we will be writing a new rule for this. If next time, if it happens, we will be writing a new rule where a correlated rule or depends on the product, however we want to write, we will be doing it. This is like some 7 steps which we are mentioning over here, but the steps can increase or decrease, depends on the product, depends on the team, whatever we are doing, and the product what you operate with. If you have like some other important steps to be added, again you can mention it on the chatbot, so we can also note it down. In the next time we will be getting it modified. And doing all these operations, you need to notice one thing: this is reactive. We or the analyst come into picture, post alert gets triggered. And once it gets triggered, to get it to the escalating incident, manual containment response completed, it is not a single jump. There are lot of steps or lot of corrective measures or lot of um, human time we need to involve over there to get these things started. So what are the challenges we face? It a lot of time getting consumed over there. So there is a delay in the containment because the shift may be in a different, and the person who is responsible to give us the access to a particular product or a particular application or particular software may not be available by then. So we need to wait to get that contained. There was huge amount of human dependency, and the response whatever we escalate at the time of incident or the response whatever we make, it is not consistent enough. Because person X works on the shift, they give the information in the particular ticket, and the person Y works on the ticket on the similar ticket and providing the information will not be same. Though like we as a SOC team, we may be giving them some templates to follow, though the templates are available, but the level of information, the level of investigation theory, the level of details, whatever we see on the audit report will not be same. We get hit whenever there is an audit happens. Why this ticket has been resolved. I don't have clarity. So we again depend on the human who has worked on the ticket to get the feedback from them. What has happened? What are the steps you have performed? Why it has missed it? Why this needs to be added? Okay, change the template. So this is what we generally do. And on all these things, what is one thing which is clearly resulting is MTTR, delay in time, delay in mean time to respond. It keeps increasing. There are in several cases I have even mentioned it is in hours, in some cases even at days. And in current level of modern cybersecurity, every minute, every second matters. We cannot say something like, okay, this has missed last night, let's get it done today morning. But before, between the night and morning, the threat actor or the person who has performed the attack might have consumed a lot of data, might have created a huger impact for the business. This is what happened. And next is the evolution. So it is not like SOC is still old dated or SOC is outdated. SOC grows like every given point in time, every given point in day, or every given point in period. SOC improves by itself. Or we as a human, we improving the SOC. We are moving one after other. Whatever traditional SOC we have spoke, which is like human driven completely, manually performing the triage, manually performing the reactive investigations, mitigations. We do it. This is completely manual and reactive, whichever we have already spoke about. And what is the major limitation we got it over here is huge human dependency, high amount of alerts or alerts fatigue. Yeah, biggest size of the human time is being utilized for the investigation, triaging, and responding. So as huge time is getting involved, it is getting slower responses. So that's what the phase one of traditional SOC. I think most of you or most of your team might have moved out of traditional SOC to something called a SOAR based platform or called as autonomous SOC. So which is we call it as phase two. So what it will do is again still this is reactive. I will not say this is completely proactive. It is reactive. What is the differences? Like organizations adopt to SOAR based platform, you name it in the market, there are enough amount of SOAR based platforms are available. What it will help, like it will help you to perform automation. I know I need to perform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step. If this particular incident or an alert has happened, I need to perform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it. I'll convert that to a playbook. I will convert that to a run book. That is automated. And I will be performing a trigger in case if this alert occurs, trigger this particular playbook. So what happens is the steps, the amount of human involvement to perform the triaging or investigation is reduced. Second, I know there is like there is a domain name, there is like a server name, there is a user, there is a process. I need to enrich that with a tip. Earlier, I used to do this manually. I can automate that enrichment by adding to multiple sources. There are like multiple tip platforms are available. We can integrate whenever there is a entity which requires enrichment, it's available. We can enrich that with different products and tools and web hooks or XYZ. That also can be automated. And the trigger, the selection of steps, everything can be adjusted with respect to rule based. So we can write lot of rules, write lot of actions, and we can create a triggers based on the conditions, values, everything will happen. And it gave a major improvement. Traditional SOC like MTTR has been improved because faster response we are getting, because faster triaging is happening, because faster enrichments are happening. Process became little autonomous whenever it happens, and altogether reduce the manual workload. Yes, we have moved completely from manual and reactive to automated and orchestrated, because orchestration comes into picture. Where is the condition? There are rules, there are automation actions, there are playbooks. So all together resulted in automation and orchestration. But even if you see over here, this is reactive. I am not going to write a playbook which is going to happen in the future. I will always see to it whatever happened in last month, last 3 months, last half yearly, last year. So what are the different amount of alerts we got? What is the triage we go triage steps we got it? Whichever triage steps is having clear SOPs. So those things we will try to automate, and not 100% it will get automated. Not 100% of your landscape can be automated. Not anything and everything on your ticketing platform or alert platform gets generated can be immediately automated. So there is a still small gap, or called as a there is a gap, because as the threat actors are moving towards AI, the defense also supposed to be moving towards that AI. That cannot be avoided. We need to see like how we can get that done. So that's where we are getting into phase 3. This is an important slide. That's why I'm going little slow. You can say like where you are currently in, where your team is currently into, you can notice. That's why I'm going little slow at this page. If you remember, like I was like going little fast. Now I'm going little slow to make this understandable so that you can take a right decisions. Let's speak about autonomous AI SOC. What is going to happen? We have the SOPs of what it needs to be. It has been fed to AI. AI now can perform the investigations, triaging, and it can take its decision to what it needs to be done. Because I understand an alert has come, it is having some entities, it is having come from different products. I need to correlate, I need to come up with my investigative report. So AI can interact with different siloed product, go through with each event, log, alert, detections, and perform the correlation. Okay, correlation gives about like a response in what is the risk level, what are the context available, what are the entities involved, what is the intent, and as part of some framework, like where it is getting mapped, how much of impact it might have been created, what it will happen in the future. So everything is clearly evaluated and provided as a result. Then containment. Even if our tools are being connected, it can start suggesting, okay, to contain this particular threat, we need to make these changes. We need to perform these actions that it will provide. And upon the human approval, as I have again, once again, I'm mentioning human are the superpowers. Upon approval, upon accepting the decision, whatever AI is providing, it will start continuously learning. Okay, this time I have provided correct. No, this time human has rejected me, stating that I have missed out this step. Next time I need to do it. So continuous learning will happen one after other. So which creates the AI to learn from the particular events, whatever it is happening. And with all these learning, automation, dynamic exploration, it becomes intelligent day by day, and it becomes adaptive. It improves us by itself. And if you see over here, here we are not saying reactive. As soon as the alert happens, the triage happens, the decision making happens, the containment happens, and the learning happens. It is not something I need to wait for a month or a week or a day for a human to come up with and provide a playbook. It becomes completely dynamic. So, which was earlier manual and reactive, now it has become automation and intelligent. Still, human controls it. It is not 100% autonomous. The AI will take over everything and it will start living. No. Human superpowers are there to judge whatever AI has given is correct or not. So you can notice like where you are, what are the products, you can map your products, and you can see like where you are. In a traditional SOC, what are the products are there? In SOAR, what are the products you are utilizing? Is there any AI SOC products you are utilizing? Next comes into how AI SOC going to reduce. So this is again one of the important thing. This is the complete heart and brain of our this particular webinar. So we are having enough amount of tools to perform detections. You name it, EDR, NDR, SIEM, cloud alerts, or you say like authentication alerts or email security alerts, or there are a lot of types of alerts which is available. And next part, it comes to triaging and investigation. So where AI needs to analyze, prioritize, segregate upon the risk, understand the context, understand the business impacts, and perform the triaging as well as investigating. While investigating, it needs to correlate between different siloed product. It must not stay with, okay, going to work only with this particular EDR product. I'm going to work only with this particular SIEM. I can connect only with this particular cloud. I can connect with only with this particular tool. I have connectors available only where. No, that's where not the complete AI works. AI works with, you need to connect with any kind of landscape a customer brings. Everywhere it needs to work. Upon correlating, identifying the root cause or figuring out what has happened depends on the different products, it needs to start generating the responses, what it might have happened. So this is my justification. This much of impact it has created. This much of uh, what I can say, uh, data exfiltration might have happened. This much of servers, business impact, everything it needs to say, and also it needs to say what is the next step a human can perform, what is the next step a AI can perform. It happens, all these things needs to happen in few minutes or called as couple of minutes. It cannot be delayed. And upon a human provides the feedback, it needs to learn. That's what learning from the outcomes or the feedback. It needs to improve its metrics. It needs to be tangible. It must not become like intangible where I cannot do. With all these things, what happens? We are getting a better prioritization because there are not all the alerts are important and not all the alerts are non-important. All the alerts are not high priority, not all the alerts are low priority. It needs to be properly acted upon. Automatic enrichment needs to happen. Every product or tool within that landscape needs to be correlated, needs to be considered. It needs to start generating a proper response workflow. In this case, whom it needs to respond. In other case, whom it needs to be updated. In other case, in which ITSM platform it needs to update. And it needs to be consistent. It must not say like, for this alert, I have given all these details. The second alert, I have given only this much of detail. No, we can create a templating, but still it needs to perform a detailed analysis report needs to get added, which a SOC team or the governance team needs to use for their audit report. It needs to be audit ready. With all these things, the MTTR, which was there before, if you see in the traditional SOC, which is in hours or man days, has now come down to several minutes. So this is where we need to move towards in the current era. If you have any questions, again, I kindly request you to put it on the chat and you can raise a Q&A. What is that business impact and quantifiable outcomes we get it? So in terms of operational, we get like lot of operational improvements. You see like reduce alert fatigue because AI is not going to work. AI is going to suggest how we need to change the fine tune the use cases, fine tune the rules. So which will impact in the false positive, reduce the false positives. Even in case of false positive, humans are not going to work on the false positive because AI is already closing all the false positive, identifying and then getting it closed because it was a mundane task. So humans have been given time to work on the real incidents, real cases where human knowledge is required. So there we are getting used. Faster investigation time becomes very faster. We don't want a human to work from 0 to 100 because AI can start from 0 to X. Human will pick from X and then complete it to 100. And SOC efficacy and efficiency will get improved because as we are taking down the MTTR and investigation time, dwell time, so SOC efficiency will get improved. Analyst workloads, as I mentioned earlier, as AI is working on lot of false positive, lot of things, human workloads are getting reduced. And every incident workflow or the contents, everything is properly streamlined. What it needs to happen, when it needs to happen, how it needs to happen. Everything is clearly streamlined. So these are the operational improvements that can happen. Then with respect to security, if we see, faster containment, which is so much important at this point in time. When an attacker uses an AI, defense team also needs to use the AI. When an attacker uses AI to get it done, blue team also needs to use, blue and purple team needs to use an AI to get it done at the faster containment. As I mentioned, dwell time is getting reduced. Detection accuracy, whether it's fast, it is a true positive or a false positive, it is getting detected at a faster pace. So lower false positives, because it is even suggesting to update our particular rules or use cases. And as AI is working, we can train AI on different platforms, different products, so it doesn't worry about the class platform visibility. So anything and everything within the infrastructure is getting covered. When we get into business benefits, breach costs are getting lower day by day, and whatever new compliance comes into picture, we can implement as the earliest. So we are getting like compliance readiness, because AI, it can provide you the particular report as in when demanded and required. Scalable. Today, if you want to, for importantly for MSSP or the business people, like if uh, you are having but certain number of users, but your infra is growing at a tremendous scales, AI can scale and cope up with that growth. By the time you add the humans, by the time you increase your human postures, so AI can take the workload, because AI going to work 24/7. No matter what, how much you increase, it can easily be scaled. And customer trust will get increased, because the business runs all the time. And as I have mentioned, operational improvements are happening, so operational overhead is getting reduced. With all these things are tangible and quantifiable. The benefits will be SOC task or repeated or mundane tasks can be taken up to 90% can be automated using AI, and MTTR can be reduced from several hours and days to minutes. And incident investigation and triaging can be improved almost like 80% up. Productivity in the team can be increased to 2 to 5x of productivity, which will in turn again response or to added up towards SOC efficiency. Response delays again will get reduced 70 to 80%, and you will be looking very stronger in the security coverage. So this is what the outcome of AI SOC needs to be. So hope now you people are very clear with the reactive SOC, or called as traditional SOC, how we are moving towards AI SOC. I can pause for a minute. If you have some questions, you can post it before I move on with the real-time use cases or showcasing BluSapphire's AI, or where what are the products BluSapphire has bought and how it's going to improve the security posture. So I can wait for a minute. You can put your questions on the chat. Okay, I got a question. Can we integrate with a particular product or called as Babu? Yes, I will speak about BluSapphire product. Yes, it can integrate. But in general, AI SOC, it depends on product to product capabilities. Currently, we are discussing with BluSapphire's product. Yes, it is having capability to integrate with any given product. So anything which it generates an alert, it can be integrated. Anything of your infrastructure which can integrate with a terminal or an API can be integrated. Like I can say, like product based question we can have later. If do you have any questions related to AI SOC or a SOAR or a traditional SOC or in the movement of that particular page? Great. If you have some questions, like you can put it over the chat box. I can answer like after explaining couple of slides more. So when it comes to BluSapphire, until now we are speaking about how a traditional SOC needs to look like, how a SOAR needs to look like, how an AI SOC needs to look like. Now I would like to introduce you to Garuda. So Garuda is our AI SOC assistant, which is of provided by BluSapphire. we are happy to introduce Garuda. So what are the capabilities of Garuda? Garuda is not just an AI SOC. It's can be called as like AI powered assistant or an agent where you can interact in real time via a chat to understand about your risks posture. You can question it with cross platform based questions where you can say like what are my open ports available in my AWS? Is there any S3 buckets or publicly visible? Or you can say define my risk or risk score or risk on my last 1 month of alerts it has been worked upon. You can connect with any security product, you can connect with any of your infrastructure which can interact it with API or terminal, because majority all the products can be interacted with these two. If it is available, we can interact with that particular product and give you a response. So what we are doing is we are helping the personas, whoever is interacting, depends on whether they are a CISO or they are analyst or they are IT team, they can get their relevant report or the details on the screen on a very faster pace, and there is no human dependency over there, and we can get the details in couple of minutes. And how it going to work? So when you hit for an AI SOC, whatever we have defined earlier in BluSapphire, we call it as agentic AI response and remediation, which is called as AR square. What it will do, whenever there is an alert from a SIM, EDR, NDR, or any of your detection platform, it can be connected even if it is an ITSM, you can get that connected. So from that, it will read the alert, it will perform all the triaging investigation, it will provide a justification, it will provide you the responses, it will provide next steps of action. And if you have connected it to the infrastructure, it will also perform the remediation and containment, because all these actions you have provided this particular product with the restrictive actions, what and all it can perform. So these can perform those actions only. So you are still controlling it. Upon approval, upon human interval, or upon human feedback only, this is going to perform the remediations. As already these things are getting connected, your security products, your infrastructure is connected. We are giving a extra option where you can interact in a real time and get things done. So the problem of alert fatigue will get reduced by AR square. Analytics pivots where like multiple tools and multiple teams are there, everything get unified by Garuda where you can chat and get things done. There is no concept of static playbook, anything and everything. If it happens, as soon as it happens, it creates its own set of playbooks. What is the next step of actions it needs to perform? Everything is happening. And it is not something you are going to give 100% of access. AI can be decided, as a human can be decided what access that AI needs to have, and that can be done. So with this, the autonomous AI, different personas like CISO, SOC analyst, and cloud teams will get their own benefit, whatever they want to do. If they want to chat and get things done, they can do it. If they want to generate a report, yes, they can do it. If they want to perform some actions, they can get it done. If they want to know the security posture, current security posture without going through different tools and products, siloed products, yes, they can get to know. So all these things can be done. So your complete infrastructure is getting unified, real-time correlated, and you are getting a response. So all these response, anything and everything is like transparent, and it doesn't depends only on a particular LLM, particular model or something. So as a customer, you can take a decision on where it needs to get connected, whether you want to connect to BluSapphire's LLM, BluSapphire's cloud-based LLM, or you want to get connected to your own in-house LLMs, in-house models, in-house graphic cards. You are given free hand to decide all these things, because we have generated a platform. We are giving that platform to you. You can decide like how it needs to be used, where it needs to. So it's all about Garuda sees, AR square can decide, and AR square decides. And the AI SOC response. That's what the tagline, whatever our team has come up with. So your complete infrastructure is getting safeguarded. and not a single person can say like, I don't know to work on this particular product, I don't know what to do in this particular event, I don't know what is the risk or impact this particular alert might have got created. Everything is answered within minutes and seconds. Now if you have any questions, you can put it over particular Garuda or AR Square. By the time you people come up with your questions, I can take a scenario, walk you through, and we can see in live what it will happen. Let's assume business email compromise. So this is a simple and very common cases which is happening across any of the industry you take it. It is something very similar. Unauthorized login has happened somewhere else. Access the mailbox. Rule manipulation has happened, and sensitive information has been exfiltrated or can be sent to the customer and took the control. It involves different steps where initial access has been taken. Yes, some credential got compromised. There are multiple ways the credential can be compromised, but a credential might have been compromised. Then establishment of session. There is a session persistence happened. Attacker used the credential, logged into some box, logged into somewhere else, gained access and started working on it. And there is a discovery. Yes, this particular compromised credential, they got access to some of the sensitive information, some of the sensitive data. There is a chance and control. As they got access to their mailbox, they will write a rule. Whatever email they sent, it will not go to the sent items. Instead of that, it will go to a different folder and it will get deleted directly. Or they will send out an email to a customer asking to pay the amount in a particular different account. We have heard about it. We have seen that in the real time. So all these things happen. This is a chain of event, multi-stage attack. Very common. Majority of the organization are prone to get into this because we can control our servers, we can control things, but initial access of a human mailbox, if they use from a public network, there are tend to be exploited, and it creates a huge risk to the business. It gives exposure to the financial data, unauthorized transaction, reputation damage. I have even we have recently seen at one place a particular customer, their initial access has not been happened from a public site. It has been happened from a different IT product where they store the credentials in a plain text in that particular product. The attacker gained access to that particular product. From there, they got the credentials. This credential has the information to send out a notification to their customer to make the payment, subscription payments to the account data. So what had happened is the attacker has sent almost 3,000 emails to their customers to make the payment. Yes, the team has identified, the team has contained, but 3,000 emails has been flown. And to gather how many has made the payment, how many make the team not to make the payment their customer, it took some time. So BEC is a very common attack. It happens everywhere. It involves different products. It involves different kind of or stages of attack. It is not always the same. But let's take this as a scenario. In general cases, a human will see the alert, one alert, calculate the what I can say, um, the observable values or entities, identify where and all these entities getting involved, how many places. They will take a note and they will create a graph. Okay, from there only they will come to know there is a BEC has happened. Let's see how this happens in a real time with one of our product called as AR Square. I will stop my screen share, or let me share my screen with a different window. Just give me a minute.
Hiran, I have a question over here. So it doesn't matter about Azure, right? Even if they are on Google Suite.
Yes,
So
it doesn't
suppose
matter
we
about Azure, this is a scenario which we are taking.
Understood.
So it can be a G Suite, it can be their custom mailbox, can be anywhere. But the content is there is a higher chance this can occur in any of the customer infrastructure. It is very common. It is not something like it will happen only to this customer or that customer. It is very common. It will happen to any customer. That's why we have taken some generic scenario which can happen across any of the given scenarios or the customers. Just I'm logging into our platform. Our platform is completely secured with MFA, multiple level of authentications we need to cross through. Okay, I'm just taking up on the screen. So these are like detections. I am not going to go through the complete product, go through like each and every available options on that. So maybe that is like a separate sessions we can make it. But here it is only about how a AI SOC can work and our product AR Square, how it has handled this particular. Let me take excessive mailbox actor. If you see, there are like different alerts has been fired for a different purpose. I am just taking as our scenario is big with respect to BEC. So mailbox items as accessed. I am just picking that up just to see like what has happened. So this everything has been handled by AI. It's not human handled. We are having a platform where SIEM is completely separate, where a human can work. But this is AR Square, which is completely autonomous and AI handles it. If you see, this is what the alert we got it. It comes from BluSapphire SIEM. It has been marked against, it is an Azure thing because O365 or M365 has raised. So it's part of Azure. It has been considered as a medium case for our scenario and our demo scenario. And it identifies like what would be the description. Field of interest is nothing but what are the fields available in the alert. It has passed by itself. So there is agents works. It's not a single model takes care about anything and everything. There are different agents, which is just to query this alert from a particular product, who identifies the description, who creates the field of instance interest for a different data set from a different sources. So everything will be done by a different set of agents because all these things are pre-trained only to do that activity so that we can avoid like AI poisoning. It knows to do only one smaller task. So multiple agents together works behind the console. And after it performs a triage and it gives the information. What is that particular rule speaks about? What would be the rule we'll be speaking about? What are the different entities involved? James.cfo is a person, their mail address. There is an IP address, which it is again enriched against the tip and it has been marked as malicious and where it is originated from, what it is the details about, and it is about O365 it is, and the host name is running with bluesapphire.net. And if you see over here, in the 24 hours, it is not a single item. Hope you can see. There are multiple uh, alerts getting involved one after other. This is what AI gets the correlation. Which a human, if they want to do, it's going to take some time. It is not like it's not doable. It's going to take some time. But if you see whatever entity it is getting involved, for all these entities, it is going through against like one after other and fetching more context. about all these things, and it created a complete detailed graph, whatever it has happened. With all these things, it is coming up with a justification. So where it says like alert shows the executive user access numerous mailbox items in a short period of time, and abuse score, it is having a higher abuse score, and malicious reputations available on the particular IP address. Both the user and IP shows like the same behavior. It has happened several point in time, and it is BEC related pattern. It's not just stops like what is that alert, what is that impact it can create. Although rule severity is medium, the convergence, repeated suspicious activity, high value target. I have set it at medium in our sim wherever it is being generated, but it is saying like it is not a medium. It is critical. And what needs to be done in the next step of actions? What and all we can do. And how AI come to know about all these things? That's where the investigation details comes into picture, where it speaks about AI ask the questions and get the answer. For there are not just easier things. If you see like for different agents ask different set of questions and it gets detailed answer. Because this is where a human going to see whether AI does it right or wrong. We cannot blindly trust yeah, AI, whatever it does is right. Then it has been stating like confidence score of 97%. This is an attack, BEC attack. And it is escalated to the human queue. As this is a demo infrastructure, we are not approving anything, but we can get that approved. If you scroll below, there is an option to approve is there. Approve means I'm accepting whatever it is there. In case if I want to reject it, I can reject it, stating that why is the reason of rejection. So from there, AI will gain the knowledge, and next time that will again work with that inclusive of that step, whichever the AI missed currently. It not only stops over there, even it can perform the remediation if that particular product is connected. In our case, O365, if it is getting connected, we can approve the remediation where it will go ahead and perform even that action. So this is the AI SOC for you. So where AR Square can take the response and remediation part, perform the triage, complete the remediation within minutes, couple of minutes. This complete generation will take hardly 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And the same information will get updated to the ITSM. As an organization, OEM, we have not stopped over here. That's where Garuda has come into picture. So Garuda is an agent AI assistant where it's going to help us to interact and get things done faster and better. So for example, the same AR Square, earlier as a separate product, we have been integrated with Garuda so that it can work for chat-based assistant also for different personas, not just to the SOC team. It can work at the both the layer. Sorry. So by default, all our products of multi-tenant supported. So it is not just a only single account, multi-tenant will get supported. So if you can see over there, that same AR Square, we have little enhanced over here, and that AR Square is available even in our Garuda. Garuda is the next version. There is no more separate selling of AR Square. It's going to become Garuda completely. So where the similar amount of deductions, whatever, I can just show you, there is an deductions available over here. So the same thing, but a different UI, which is like an enhanced UI. I cannot say like a different UI, a enhanced UI where it's going to give Can you team hear me? Sorry, can someone confirm me that? I got it stopped. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sandeep, you are asking, is this a real email diagnosis or it's a simulation? It is a real email diagnosis only, but on from a simulated infrastructure. I mean, the infrastructure is like what we run separately for this testing purpose, but it is working with the real O365, real Azure cases and performing a real detection, and then it is happening. We are actually firing that access. We are actually firing the creation of mailbook rules, so mailbox rules, everything we are firing. So from there it is happening. And again, I'm sharing my screen once again. Hope you can see my screen. So earlier one is with BluSapphire SIM. This is with Google Chronicle SIM. So if you see, it is marked as auto resolved. Whatever it has got confidence score is like this time it's 64. It's a different scenario. Suspicion sessions persistent. So this is again, this is on a simulated infrastructure what we have run through.
Hiran, sorry, we can't see your screen.
It's not you're unable to see. We can.
Now we can see your screen.
Okay.
Now,
There was a delay. Sorry. So even here, this correlation graph or the investigative graph is something like which we are very proud of, where it will go through and it will get like whatever the information is required. And if you see in the newer version, we have even added like every entity, what is the verdict or not, not just a final analysis or justification. We started adding like multiple entities involved, multiple correlations wherever it has happened, and all these things with the analysis. Here we have also given like investigation steps that is called as details. Earlier we have moved to steps where right questions asked depends on the particular product and the things, and we are getting and remediations. Earlier the remediation is like completely separate and we need to get it done, but here you can use it complete using Garuda. This is where Garuda comes into picture. And even in case like if you want to see the original deductions, you can still see the original deductions over here. There it will be part of the parsed values, but it has been changed. And you can provide your feedback whether accept or reject, and then ask Garuda like what is it all about. So it will help. That's where like their team is getting enhanced. Where if even they don't know about this particular product, we can ask it and sorry, it will provide the information. This is all with respect to AR square with this response and remediation. And when it comes to the different personas, here this chat also will be used by the SOC analyst or SOC engineer who is working on the particular shift, who is working on that particular event. But we are going one step ahead and we are giving something called as a chatbot kind of thing. Again, I don't want to wish to put it a chat and then generate it, keeping the time into consideration. If you see, like I was working yesterday alongside with to figure out like how we can get the information. If you see over here, we have configured few firewalls, we have connected with AWS, Azure, we have connected with the different products over here. If you see, like I'm asking about like how, what are, is there any to any rules? Like because that's public, anybody can get in, anybody can get out. So is there anything is available on one of my firewall? It is clearly says there is nothing, no any to any. Earlier, if I want to get this information, we need to speak with the particular respective team. Respective team needs to run through the policies and they need to get it across. But it is just a chat away. And is there any security groups on AWS if I want to, as a security purchase, as a CISO or a head of security or a SOC operations head, if they want to know about a security project, security landscape, security threat or landscape across, like what is happening, how much it is riskier, if I want to see like the different products starting from firewall, cloud, different applications, everything can be asked from a single chat box. So if you see like it is giving about AWS, is there anything like public access? Yes, it can able to provide. These are examples I have given because I have just ran through just before the call, so I have these answers ready. And then from my production, as soon as I say production, it has not given the information. It says like it is available, you give me which is the region. So immediately it speaks about the region, what is the region, in that anything else. Yes, there is something called as Garuda demo which we have made it as public accessible block. So it gives the clear information. And also from here, it can internally query AR square also. Is there anything in AR square? What is the detection frequency? And top entities come into picture. It is about PowerShell, JDO, and Explorer and particular IP address, whatever it is available, it has given the top entities, these entities. Why these entities also it's given? What is the next we can do also it has given. And it's not only stops over there. If you want to create it as a bar chart, it also creates the bar chart with all the information. It's not only thus for this particular chat. You can ask the bar chart or a pie chart or a different charts or a downloadable matrices for anything and everything. It can generate on the fly and you can download it, you can get it printed. So you don't want to maintain or wait for a particular team to come back and give you these reports. You can get it generated on the fly. And it can create a mind map also. If there are like different events are occurred, you want to know about mind map between different events, which is like a real time or a true positive, which you have considered to map it. Yes, this will get you that also done. Mind maps, how it has been done. It is not only there, like if you want to see like a risk associated with the top threats, yes, it will give you like what is the risk associated with all these things. This is just a sample to show. From here, you can send out these things to your teams or a Slack channel or a different product or an ITSM if you want to update, or if you want to create a ticket, you want to know about a particular ticket, all these things are doable. We are already having like enough amount of plugins ready available. If you go through with it, these are ready available. You don't want to worry if even if it is not available. Garuda can create connectors for you to get it connected to a different product at any given point in time if something is not listed. Because we were the old version of AR square and the new version, the difference in old version, still we would like to run a lot of MCPs. We need to have something manual intervention required. Now Garuda takes over anything and everything. Garuda can do it. And with that, you can integrate with any of your products which is available in a threat landscape. And then from there, you can chat and get the things done. And if you want to store something, the files will get stored. And AR Square will handle the complete response and remediation part. Altogether, it works completely with the AI. On top of it, human intelligence like us who going to approve, reject, or whatever it is. And this is 100% customizable. You can select your own LLMs, you can select your own models, you can select your own region, and you can get things done. It is not a hard and forced rule written on a stone like you need to use this particular LLM, this particular model on only on this locations. Even on premises, on cloud, your custom cloud models or running on a particular model, public models, whichever you would like to, you can configure however you want. All these things are supported with our AI.
Great.
So yes.
With respect of time, Hiran, I think we should wind it up, and we should give the audience to chance to have a Q&A. Is there
Yes,
any
exactly.
questions? Yes. I think there are some questions in the chat, Hiran. Are you able to see it?
Okay, I can see. Yeah, again, Sandeep, like if this was the if we have this solution, can we eliminate email spam gateway? No, it is not to eliminate spam gateway or a email gateway. It adds a layer on top of it. Spam gateway or email gate or spam gateway going to identify whether if it's a spam. It's not going to identify there is an attacker sitting over there and going to figure out a solution. Spam gateway going to reduce number of spams your internal infrastructure going to get it received majorly. And the email gateway going to stop anything Microsoft have identified. Okay, these are the things which is like considered spam. These are the things something considered as a attack. Those will get in case of Microsoft. Don't take me wrong. I'm taking up a Microsoft product. So those will get avoided. It is not a replacement of a email gateway or a spam gateway. This is going to add extra value to it. Any other questions, team? We are happy to answer. And if in case like if you have some queries even post this session, you can please reach out to the team. They can help you. They can give you like uh, more insights about Garuda AR Square, and they can solve your problem, and they can even give you a credits like to work around and play around with Garuda and AR Square. They will help you to get onboarded on Garuda to see like how it works. It is not like we are only saying we can also give, this is our giveaway for this particular webinar. You please reach out to the people, they can onboard you to Garuda and you can test it on your particular infrastructure. You can get it done. And competitors, if you ask, there is no competitors for Garuda at this point in time in the market. We are the only one, and we are proud to say that. And for AR Square, yes, there are a couple, but not at the maturity of what BluSapphire offers. The advancement of AR Square, the advancement of things what AR Square does, there is nobody. Yes, there are a couple. I can even name it. There is Stark, Prophet, Falcon AI is CrowdStrike. Falcon AI is SIEMs that has this own AI engine. So those can help until the responses part, but not with the remediation part. And remediation part, whoever gives, they are like with a ML based remediations where there are certain set of playbooks they have pre-written. Those playbooks only will work. It is not dynamically adaptive. Playbooks will not get created. Here in ours, it's anything and everything is completely adaptive and dynamic in nature. That's where the difference is with the competitors.
Hiran, I'll just simulate a couple of common questions what we are
Yes, please.
seeing on this market. So basically, if we understood properly, there is a SIM and for the detection to collect the logs, and then comes the Garuda, right, to do the response and automation, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Garuda is something which needs to be connected after your detection engine. Whichever
detection
detection
engine.
engine, maybe a SIEM, EDR, NDR, or ITSM, whichever it is.
So it can be a non-blue sapphire thing, like for example, CrowdStrike, Sophos, or Securonix, whatever can be ingested to Garuda, right?
Exactly. So, Blue Sapphire, we tend to work on something called as zero vendor lock-in. So, any product, if you take it, including Garuda, can work with any other products. It is not mandatory to be having that detection engine needs to be of Blue Sapphire. Detection engine can be of, as you have rightly mentioned, it can be of CrowdStrike, Sophos, or anything given in the market. I have just shown you with the Google Chronicle earlier. So, like that, like anything you name it, we can get integrated.
Great. And as an organization, how we can get the pricing? Like, what is the factor? And also, is there any prerequisites to run Garuda or to run Blue Sapphire? Is there any minimum requirement are we expecting on the customer end?
Okay. To answer to that, with respect to the pricing, currently this is a completely a AI-based subscription model. So whoever interested from this out of this call, as I have mentioned, there's a giveaway. So whoever interested, if they reach a partner and they get it onboarded, they will get a free credits to try and evaluate this product and they can use it. They can experience Garuda directly, Garuda and AR Square by themselves. And on top of it, if they want to utilize it for their production, just it is on a click of recharge. How we are doing with Claude, how we are doing with ChatGPT, it's all about credit-based systems. They can get their credit getting it done.
So we also have few questions here, Hiran. People are
Yes,
asking
please.
about the competitors. What are the competitors of BluSapphire and some existing clients of BluSapphire? And should we have seen for
Yes.
this to run? Yeah.
Okay, so competitors we have answered. Existing client in this region, yes, we are having like enough amount of clients in region. Like we are majorly operate across India, UAE and US. On all these regions, like we are having enough clients to support all these things, and this product has been already been started utilizing. If you consider in India, we are having like 400 plus customers utilizing this particular product, DR Square. And Garuda actual official launch, that's this product, the enhanced version of AR Square, which is like about to be from next week. So next week you can start experiencing, you can start the production grade, everything. So currently, whatever it has been there, it's like for a experiencing version. We are providing it. 28th is our launch of Garuda. But existing client for AR Square, if you consider, we are having more than 400 clients, and Emtech as one of our proud partner who is doing very good at UAE region. They are helping us to get customers, and they are already having our customers who is working with Blue Sapphire and Blue Sapphire products.
Yeah, recently we have won a couple of projects, but due to NDA, we cannot disclose the clients. But you
Yes.
can see them there. We have published a few newses in our website as well. Some of the oil and gas industry is one of the biggest companies here in UAE has also, taken these solutions, and it is through us. So if you need some couple of use cases, we can get an one-on-one call, and we can give you a brief on that.
Exactly. And this product, though it is running on a cloud, as I have mentioned, the cloud is like if it is in a UAE region, UAE cloud, it runs within that, well within UAE region only. So data sovereignty is getting still maintained. So you don't want to worry about that particular part. If the question is related to data, where it is going towards. And there is a question, we should have a SIM for this to run. So AR Square is a autonomous AI SOC agent which is going to work on response and remediation. Yes, for AR Square, if you want a response, your SOC team needs to get automated, then yes, SIEM is required or any detection engine is required. It may be EDR, it can work on even on the EDR work and then it can update it. It can be NDR, but SIM is what like we recommend. But for Garuda, it is not SIM for a chatbot to work. You can directly start integrating only with your AWS, only with Azure, only with your firewalls, only with your tools and softwares, which is having exposure towards like either API or a terminal. So you can start using. Only AR Square is an option. If you want to do it for, if you are using for what purpose you are using, it's all up to you. You can use it. Servers, at this point in time, on-premise servers cannot be connected. The reason behind is this is running on a public level. From there to connect to that servers, it is not recommendable also. That's why we are avoiding or we are restraining from speaking about the servers. If you deploy it on premises, yes, you can connect it to it. Hope that answers something. And Jasmine or Aldrin, like if you have some other questions which you got it from your past customers, because from there only we got it to this particular webinar. If you have, you can post that also. Can we deploy on premise? Yes, this can be deployed well within on premises. We have already tested. It is possible and doable. But current version, whichever, if you interact with Emtech and if you get access, it will be a cloud basis.
Yeah.
Currently.
Few questions were on the compliance part regarding the certifications that we have about ISO. Maybe you can just highlight on the certifications as well.
Okay, so the particular BluSapphire products has been certified on ISO 27001, which is latestly renewed again this year also. We have received it, and on top of it, SOC 2 complaint. We are SOC 2 complaint. If you speak about any regional complaints, yes, we are regional complaints with whichever region we are operating with. It may be in India DPDP, it may be in UAE like public data access. Like I forgot about that exact certification name. Yes, we are complaint enough. We are very much focused towards data must not move out of the region. Even at this particular high tension time also, we have worked upon what with our customers to make sure their data is safeguarded. And as we are versatile and compatible to migrate between different cloud vendors and different products well within that region, we could able to do it. One such scenario I just wanted to highlight over here. AWS got hit at this high tension time, and customers requested what is the alternate option. We could able to quickly migrate it to Azure, which was running safe and secure at that point in time. So it is like a matter of minutes and hours for us to get it migrated from one particular cloud to other particular cloud, depends on the requirement and depends on the region. It is doable and all well within the proposed compliance guidelines, whatever guidelines it come across. And we usually get one more question like was like us. We are speaking about compliance. Is this your assistants can generate reports for those particular compliance sectors? Yes, now Garuda is capable to generate like compliance reports. If your compliance products has been integrated and your infrastructure is well integrated with it, even you the customers can get the compliance report out of the chat itself.
I have turned on the mic for the attendees in case if anybody wants to have a direct talk. talks. We can have a talks here.
Thank you. Yes, attendees, now you can use your microphone to speak rather than chat if you have some questions. And I understand like we are running over the time, but this time I think this is like required. Yes, like Jasmine has posted about a feedback form. So this feedback form will help like to conduct more such webinars alongside with our partner Emtech and get into one-on-one call and answer your questions. So we kindly request you to fill about the feedback form before we you drop from this particular call. And hope this actually helped you to understand where is reactive, where is proactive, where is traditional SOC, where is autonomous SOC, and what are the different things which you can get it done and how you can measure matrices and tangible things. So if you have any questions, you can write back to us at any given point in time. And thanks, Mohammed, for the comment.
All right then. So I think we'll take the Q&A. We'll close this Q&A for now. Maybe we can have a one-on-one call with the customers. So thank you for the insightful session, Hiran and Aldrin. And thank you everyone for joining us today and for your active participation. We hope this session has provided a valuable insights into how AI-driven SOC solutions can help organization improve threat detection, reduce response times, and strengthen cybersecurity. As I said, a special thanks to our speakers and technology partner BluSapphire for sharing their expertise with us today. If you would like to learn more or schedule a personalized discussion or a demo, please feel free to reach out to me or my our account managers at Emtech. And thank you once again, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. And also, we will share you the recording in case if you have missed any pointers. We will share you the recordings and feedback form via email. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you, MTech, for this opportunity for BluSapphire to present ASO. Thank you so much.
See you.
Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
day.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Emtech. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you all.
Thank you.